For the presidency, for the Liberals, we have Emma Hamilton, Matt Chose.
And for the Conservatives, we have Jeremy Keller and Eric Eller.
U.S. Senate 1, Olivia Walker is running for the Liberals.
And for the Conservatives, Emily Schumann.
U.S. Senate 2, we have Sarah Miller representing the Liberals.
And Maddie DeWally for the Conservatives.
U.S. House of Representatives, Brady Hinkle representing the Liberals.
And Cole Waller for the Conservatives.
Minnesota Governor Ryan Hansen for the Liberals.
And for the Conservatives is Brandon Ormsby.
Minnesota Senate, Alexa Burkholder.
And Michael Billy is for the Conservatives.
Minnesota House of Representatives, Dylan McDonald will run for the Liberal Party.
And Eli Cluster for the Conservatives.
All right, welcome to a segment we call Discussion. I'm Michael, and this is our expert panelist, Ben. And we're going to be talking about the polling numbers. Ben, the first one we look at is the President and Vice President. The Conservative of Jeremy Keller and Eric Eller to have a 53-47 lead. How do you think the Liberals are going to come back?
I think right now not many people have voted that much, and so since there's a little bit of a difference, it's kind of shown in there. So I think that once more people vote, the difference will kind of even out, and then it'll be kind of more of an even race between them.
All right, well, it is pretty close so far. We're going to scoot down here to, let's see, the Minnesota governor race. We have Brandon Ormsby, the Conservative, 70% on Ryan Hansen's 30%. How does that happen?
I don't really know. When you look at this, it seems fairly suspicious to me. I think there might be some outliers in the voting process, but I don't really know. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I personally talked to some Ryan Hansen supporters. I actually talked to Ryan Hansen himself. He said he will not try to vote in the early going. He's going to wait, save all his votes for the last seconds of the race. So cram it in there, and so that he can possibly pull out a win. But it's going to be pretty hard when he's being buried right now by Ormsby. But anyway, bringing on to House of Representatives here. Eli Custer, 52-48. How did Dylan come back from a 70-30 deficit that quickly?
I don't know. I think maybe just a lot more people have decided to vote, in sense, kind of like the thing with the Minnesota governor, but also kind of with the president, vice president. Just once more people vote, it kind of gets to more evened out.
So you mean like when people learn the system?
Yeah, once people learn the system more.
What place out of here? Out of the president, Senate, Senate 1, Senate 2, Representative, Governor of Minnesota, Senate, Minnesota House of Representatives. Do you think Liberals have for sure? Like it's just the Republicans have no chance?
As of now, I couldn't really say. Right now, Minnesota Senate with Alexa Burkholder with the 55-45 lead on Michael Billy. I think right now she has a lead and it's a little bit more than the other ones. So I think she might have a better chance of getting there, but right now still you can't really tell where the Liberals might lead.
Yeah, it's I mean, if I've actually talked to some supporters of Brady Hinka, and they were shocked this morning when they went on and saw Cole Waller, the underdog in the U.S. House of Representatives battle, when they found that Cole Waller was at 57-43, and they were calling foul cry. They were crying foul. But who do you think who are the underdogs in all these races? The president, vice president, who's the underdog?
Well, right now the president and vice president, they're both groups are pretty well known. So I think they kind of have an even chance with like their supporters of getting known a lot.
Yeah.
So they can have more votes. So I think they're pretty well known. Everyone else, I don't really know if there's that many underdogs.
I do believe that. Well, Cole Waller is one of the.
Well, yeah, he's the underdog for.
I mean, yesterday early morning, I went online to check results, and it said that Brady Hinka had a 70-30 lead. I don't know how his lead diminished that quickly, but I guess that means Waller supporters are getting off work. I guess. So.
But then also the Minnesota House of Representatives, Dylan has gotten a big boost, so maybe he's a bit of an underdog. And since he got a big boost, he's still losing, but only by a little margin.
Yeah, he put himself back into the race, back into contention. Well, thanks, Ben, for joining us on Discussion. And when we come back, we will be talking with the Vice President for the Conservatives, Eric Ellert. All right, well, we're back now with the Vice Presidential candidate, Eric Ellert, who's running for the Conservative Party along with Jeremy Keller. Mr. Ellert, I was wondering, what is your view on gun control?
Gun control. So it's a very big topic now, considering the Newtown shooting. My heart goes out to those people over there. You know, this happens every so often. Gun control is a big thing. It's part of Americans' rights, and it's hard to draw a line. Now, you look at it and you think, well, you look at the Newtown shooting. Let's use that as an example. People, as soon as that happened, everybody thought that they were using an assault weapon, that, you know, that it was an AK-47 or it was an AR-15, or, you know, and then automatically after that, the assault weapon ban came up. The Liberal Party wanted to bring that back. And so if you look at the assault weapon ban, there's different characteristics in there that don't just label assault weapons. They say 10-round magazines or 20-round magazines and a semi-automatic. Now, if you look at different kinds of firearms and guns, pistols, about 80% or 90% of all pistols are semi-automatic. You have just a regular 9mm, which is a semi-automatic and can carry up to 12 some rounds. And so where do you cut that off? You can't really stop by saying a 10-round magazine. That could be a bolt-action rifle used for hunting. That could be an assault weapon. That could be a pistol. So it's very hard to draw a fine line. And I say trying to do that wouldn't help America at all, because you're taking away Americans' rights.
All right, well, thanks, Mr. Eller. We're going to move on to our next question. How would you fix the debt right now, the debt crisis? Would you tax more on the wealthy, like the Democratic, or excuse me, Liberal Vice President said he would tax the wealthy? How would you handle the debt?
Well, taxing the wealthy, I mean, and you got to realize, you know, when they say taxing the wealthy, what do they mean by that? That's such a general usage of words there, taxing the wealthy. Well, who's the wealthy? How long do you expect the wealthy to carry the government? I mean, you use them to just, politics is much more than just money. It's debates, it's political speaking, it's trying to open up jobs. What I think to handle the debt right now is not raising taxes, it's cutting spending, opening up jobs, and bringing the production back to America. We have tons of workers and businesses that are going out in foreign policy, which is fine. We need to get out there and, you know, open up our market, but we need to bring the production back to America also, because if we're buying oil from other countries and I mean, that's not helping our debt. We're spending money, we're not raising money. We have the resources here to make products. We educate everybody in our country if they're a citizen. So we have the education, we have the people, we have the willpower. America ever since the beginning of our wonderful country, we have been the leading producer. We need to bring back jobs to America, set up jobs and educate people, cut spending, and lower taxes.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Eller. That's quite insightful. And if you want to go out and vote for Mr. Eller, he's running for the Conservative Party. If you want to learn how to do that, go to Mr. Borsch's page, click the mock election poll, vote for this man and Jeremy Keller for president and vice president. Thank you, Mr. Eller, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Hi everyone, Mike Montgomery back here with my co-host Jesse Oliver. And we're going to review an interview Jesse had with the vice presidential candidate for the Liberal Party, Matthew Choate. Jess, what did you talk to him about?
I talked about taxing the wealthy, and he said that we should tax the wealthy more because they have money and the poor don't.
We need to tax the wealthy to decrease the debt and stuff. Because the wealthy have money and the poor don't. Ugh.
Wow, I think Mr. Choate should be spouting off so early in the race, especially when he's down by 6 points in the latest Gallup polls. Now, I saw the video too. He was talking asinine. I guess that's the appropriate word there. Now, we don't know, I don't understand why he was talking like that. I mean, I think he should be a little more serious if he's trying to if he's running for president, he could damage the campaign of Emma Hamilton. Right now, they don't need any stupid comments from the vice president. It's like Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Biden was spitting off comments a while ago, and then they threatened to pull Biden off the ticket. Biden shut his mouth. if Emma wants to come back and possibly win this race, she needs to rally support and tell Matthew to be quiet. That's how they win. Alright, Jess, thanks for tell us about your interview. And when we come back, we'll have our panelists back, Ben, with Sound Off. Alright, Mike McNamara here with our featured panelist, Ben. Time for a new segment we like to call Sound Off. Ben, all yours.
Okay. Well, recently I've been playing a game called Dead Space. And in it, you're in space and there's a lot of dead things trying to kill you. This can relate to politics. Now let's say, politics. You're alone in a spaceship with your own idea. And you're trying to think of some way to get your idea out. But so many other people, or dead zombies as you will, are trying to keep you down and say no. What you need to work on is you need to work on getting around those people and trying to get to your goal, to get your idea heard above everyone else's, so that they can know what you truly believe in. Now you can do this. Now in the game, well, you do this by running around with a plasma gun and shooting everything in sight, and then freaking out a lot, and then screaming, and lots of popcorn everywhere because you kicked the bowl over, but that's a different story. Well, you should get involved in politics so you can have people know your idea. Like, write a letter to like your senator or your representative, or go and run for a certain place in the election, like go try to be vice president or something. That's why, and politics can be important, and it also can really relate to Dead Space. And also because sometimes politics can just scare you. And that's why Dead Space is politics.